Kyodo News English World。
皆さんこんにちは。こちらは共同通信英文記者のポッドキャストです。英文記者は国内外で起きている出来事について取材してオリジナルの英文記事を発信したり、日本語のニュースを英語に翻訳したりしています。共同通信の英語の記事をテーマにいろんな国から集まる仲間たちと英語と日本語を交えていろいろ楽しくおしゃべりしていけたらと思っています。今日は3人の記者でお届けします。私は堀内純子と申します。2009年に共同通信に入社しました。2年ほど松江支局で日本語の記事の部署でも働いていました。よろしくお願いします。
Hi there everyone, my name is Eduardo Martinez and I've been here at Kyodo News for about 2.5 years now. I cover a wide range of topics.here at Kyodo, and I'm originally from Brisbane, Australia. Nice to meet you.
My name's Sean Miyaguchi. I'm covering sports for Kyodo's English section. I've worked for Kyodo since 2010. And I'm originally from Australia. I was born in Japan. My father's Japanese and my mum is American.
今日はパリのオリンピックの出張取材を終えたばかりのショーン記者にオリンピックの話を聞いていこうと思います。記事をエドさんでは読んでもらってもいいですか。見出しをお願いします。
はい。Japanese B-girl Ami becomes first breaking gold medalist.
ブレイキング女子の湯浅亜美選手が金メダルを取ったという記事ですね。最初のパラを読んでいただけますか。
はい。Japan's Ami Yuasa flared, shuffled, and spun her way to the inaugural Olympic breaking title as the dance sport made its Summer Games debut in Paris. The 25-year-old, known to fans and fellow breakers as B-girl Ami, claimed the first women's gold in the sport, often referred to as breakdancing, by winning a series of one-on-one battles culminating with a 3-0 victory over Lithuania's Nika in the final.
ありがとうございます。ブレイキンは初めての採用だったと思うんですけど、ショーンさんどうでした？このブレイキングを取材して難しかったですか？それとも。
It was very interesting because it was the first time that breaking, or what many people know as breakdancing, was featured in the Olympics.So there was a lot of interest from media from around the world. Many people there, I think, wanted to see a sport appearing in the Olympics for the first time. There was a lot of interest in the format of the competition. And so it was very interesting. The media section where journalists were seated was completely full.On that day.
観客とかはどうでしたか？盛り上がってました？
Yeah, the crowd was really into it, especially the local fans when the French B-girls were performing, made a lot of noise. And it was very different to most Olympic events. Because breaking has its background in hip-hop, there were MCs on the microphones, hyping up the crowd.
Like DJs spinning and stuff like that.
Yeah, the DJs playing the music. And then, of course, US rap superstar Snoop Dogg made an appearance.
Did you see him there?
Yeah, he was there.
Wow.
He at each of the events at the Paris Olympics, they had a different prominent person open the proceedings.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of like in the theme of the French theatre. They thought it was an interesting way to open the events. They would have either an ex-athlete or some prominent person come out, and they would have a stick, and they would do the three knocks on the floor. Tap, tap, tap.
Okay.
And that was a way to open the event, which is a tradition in French theatre. And the guest to open the event for the women's breaking competition was Snoop Dogg.
That's really cool. I think that's a really good way to marry those two things together. Yeah. Did you I didn't watch it on television, but I just saw a lot of clips online. How did, I guess seeing it in person and being there in that environment felt very different from how it came through in some footage that I saw. Like in some footage, it seemed a bit underwhelming, but then I'm sure the energy there, like in person, felt totally different, right?
So I will let you in on a little secret about covering sports at the Olympics and in general.
Yeah.
Is that sometimes where you're seated as a member of the media, you don't have a view that is as good as what people can see on TV.
Okay.
That is, people watching at home on television have a better view than the press. But, some of the events, some facilities you have a monitor, a video monitor in front of you that you can watch while you're seeing live. But other times you don't. So while you may have a better idea of the atmosphere at the venue and how the crowd's reacting, and you can see little things that people at home can't see on TV, they might have a better view because the cameraman zooms right in on the action,
totally
and you
focused,
can see things like the expression of the athletes' faces, which we can't always pick up on depending on where the seats for the press are.
確かに。じゃあ現場にいてもテレビで見る方がよく見えたりするわけですね。
Right. So I think it was good for getting the big picture of the event, being there live. But some of the things that people were picking up on social media and tweeting about and posting about, I was not really aware of it at the time.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, fair. And how was Ami's performance? How did it go?
Right. Well, she was noticeably very good.
Okay.
I thought from the first time she came out and performed, I thought, well, this, I'm not a breakdancing or breaking expert, but it was very clear that she was one of the best, if not the best, from very early on.
Wow, that's cool.
I could, obviously from reading her bio, her official athlete profile, you could see she'd already achieved all of the accolades in the sport. Even before it was an Olympic sport, she had won the biggest competition in breaking. So maybe that was a little bias on my part, expecting her to be one of the best. But no, her performance was very impressive.
Okay, that's really cool.
There was a big gap between the performers who didn't make it out of the original stage where they had groups. So they had 16 competitors in groups of 4, and then it went to the quarterfinals. And from the top to the bottom, there was quite a big gap, I think, in terms of the level of the competitors.
Okay, how did you? Like you said, it has such different origins. Breaking has such different origins from a lot of different sports. Like it was born out of music on the streets, like in the US. How did you perceive them sort of like institutionalizing this into an Olympic sport?
Well, I think that has been one of the, I don't know if you want to say controversies, but that breaking has existed for a long time as a cultural thing, and not necessarily as a competitive sport. But it has been a competitive sport for a while. So the format that they use for the Olympics has been in place in other competitions, and actually it works quite well for in my opinion as a spectator, because you can see the judges. There's 9 judges, and in the quarterfinals, in the elimination rounds, the dancers, the athletes, have 3 rounds each. It's like a battle. One dances first, and then the other does theirs, and they go back and forth 3 times. And in each of those 3 rounds, the 9 judges will either say dancer A or dancer B won. And you can see on the big monitor behind where they're dancing, when they reveal the scores, you can see which judge gave the round to which dancer.
Yeah.
It's just very visually, it's very clear. It's either, a winner or a loser.
Yeah, quite straightforward.
Whereas, in other judge sports like diving or figure skating, things like that, if you're not overly familiar with the sport, it can be kind of hard to tell how the judges are judging it. I mean, it's the same with breaking. The criteria aren't exactly clear if you don't know the sport, but the way it's presented visually is either winner or loser, rather than a score out of 10. That you don't know what this arbitrary number
how they were evaluated
means.
Yeah.
じゃあその場ですぐ分かって盛り上がるわけですね。
Okay.
なるほど。
Interesting.
ただ次回のロサンゼルスでは実施されないということはもう決まってるんですよね。
That's right. They've decided at this stage it's not going to be on the program for Los Angeles, and that's in 2028, the next Olympics, and maybe it won't be on the schedule for the following Olympics in Brisbane, in Australia, in 2032. Each organising committee gets to nominate sports that they want to include, so it looks like it's not clear whether breaking will have much of a future in the Olympics. So some people are saying, well, this is the first Olympic breaking competition. There's a chance it might be the last. It's not clear. There's other sports that have joined recently, for example, skateboarding, and it looks like it has a good future in the Olympics. The competitions have been very well received. There's a lot of sponsors behind it. So, it's when new sports are included, other sports might get excluded, and so things aren't looking as clear for breaking. I mean, even a sport like baseball, which is hugely popular, and softball, which have lots of people playing all around the world, it gets included in some Olympics, and then it will be excluded. It wasn't in Paris; it's coming back for LA.
Yeah.
So, there's only so many sports they can include in each games, so someone's going to miss out.
Yeah, very true.
注目していきたいと思います。ありがとうございました。共同通信では共同ニュースプラスというサイトで日本や世界で起きた出来事について英語のニュースを発信しています。今日ご紹介した記事も掲載されていますので、ぜひチェックしてみてください。それでは皆さん、See you next time!